Warning, the following contains material that may be too disturbing to some people. Descriptions of violence, mature situations, and adult themes. This is intended for mature audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. All right, I am here. One second.
She could be in the circle.
Howdy, folks. Welcome, everybody, to Forced Flesh episode 138, where the trees are hungry and silence is a warning. How is everybody doing? We've got a new face here this week. We're also missing some folks, but we're here, and I hope you guys are all doing great. Does anybody want to introduce themselves? Well, you know, we'll do that thing. I'm off my game. It's my fault. Where we go around, we have everyone introduce themselves, and then usually they introduce their character, but we might want to save that for our new face here today. And then we'll talk about like what's happened in the game, and then we'll jump in. Sound good, everybody? Let's see here. So that brings us to our resident first introduction, Ferdy So Fly, who is playing Abe and Flo for you guys. Ferdy, how are you?
I'm good. Hi, I'm Ferdy. I'm playing Abe and Flo. We're level. Oh, did something just happen?
I think Ella dropped and jumped back in.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm playing an artificer level 19. Right now in game, we just saved Mirkrith, and we're trying to find out what we'll do next.
Yes. Thank you, Ferdy. Up next is our new guy, Onyx Reborn, a wise man once. You might recognize him from Unknown New Orleans, new show debuting tomorrow night here on Rambling Man TV.
Please. I'm just a guy. Just a guy, just here,
How are you doing, Brandon?
Doing okay.
Right on.
Ready to play some D&D?
Well, thank you.
While?
Yeah, thanks for joining us. I know you've been itching to jump in for a while, so
I have been wanting to jump in, and I'm glad that we've finally been able to make that happen. So I'm looking forward to this. Nice to meet all you guys, and I hope that we all have a grand time.
Right on. Thanks for being here, dude. Up next, we've got Keo playing Courts for y'all. Keo, how are you?
I'm good. Quartz is probably gonna do something big today, so look forward to that.
All right. Well, thank you, Keo. Right on. Yeah, sounds good. Up next, we've got Wolfrin playing Mirkrith for you guys. How are you, Wolfrin?
Not terrible. What to say about Mirkrith? He may have learned a lesson. We'll see.
He's
kind of hard-headed. Yeah.
There's a new face here, so it's like, do I kind of want to kill him, right? That's what you're thinking. Right on. All right. Well, this is our resident good boy. He's not so good, actually. Thank you, Wolfrin. And last but not least, we've got Ella playing Makie for you guys. How are you?
It's me. That's me. Just a bundle of stress, but I'm here. So.
Don't think.
And Makie got to finally sock a bad dog
Yes, you did
in
finally
the
get this.
face
You did-
squarely.
Twice.
It was beautiful.
It was glorious.
Except it was to heal him, so it wasn't quite as
Satisfying.
because it wasn't as satisfying or cathartic as she hoped it would be.
Right on. Very righteous. Thank you for being here, Ella. All right. So there's been a bit of a shakeup, but basically, you guys have been navigating through a dungeon called the Citadel of Pandemonium, hunting for a relic, a key to heaven, because you guys have been stuck in the void for a while, and you're wanting to get back. There's a big old civil war happening, showdown happening in heaven, and you all have been wanting to have that not happen in one way or another. One of you may be trying to get your own guy to ascend to the throne of an arcana, but that's some little details.
Not that important.
Yeah. Some of you have died in this dungeon, and some of you have been sort of going a bit mad at times. Go figure. But that's basically the gist of where we are. Bring you guys back over to the screen we left off on. What am I missing? Okay, you're there. All right. I think we got everybody. Let me see here. So we fade back in. I believe you all have just pulled Mirkrith from his cage in the ground. And those of you with a passive perception of 20 or higher would hear a rustling sound coming from another cage nearby. As we sort of fade back in. Maybe actually we get a shot of the inside of this other cage. Like the camera pans across the room as we see you all like standing around sort of recuperating, making your plans for what to do next as the camera pans down through these iron bars and we see this small stone pit with a creature resting inside. As he takes a breath and maybe stands up, you all hear a rustling sound.
What
They
is that
say-
awful noise in there? I didn't punch him that hard. Makia calls from the other room.
Come in here. You don't need to be over there.
We're keeping watch.
We can just close the door behind us.
Oh, I nearly slept too long. You are here. Yes. This is good.
Hello?
Ramblin, can you give me control of Marge so I can move her, please?
Oh, yeah, sure. 1 second.
Hello, fools. It is good to meet you all.
You're still in the pit, right? Are you in the pit?
I am in my own cell. What looked to be like a bundle of cloths and maybe something hard in there, and with a few like scattered other items down in the bottom of this pit, if anyone had looked in there, has now sprouted like, arms and legs and sort of come out of a giant shell. Was quite obviously a giant turtle shell, and is rubbing their eyes and is looking up and sort of waving at you. If anyone comes and peers into this separate pit area in a different cell.
Guys, there's a person here. You guys want to come over here and check it out?
Person.
Welcome. Always good to meet others on the path. Yes?
Who are you
On-
and why are you here?
I am just a guy, and I am here to help.
How will you be helping from yourself?
If one of you would be so kind as to unlock this, it would make things easier.
I inside him.
Sure.
Um,
You can roll to GM only if you want to make a contested roll, guy.
Might I just sort of describe the thing here?
Yeah, sure.
And you don't see, there seems to be no deception. Dude seems the oddest thing about him is that he's totally chill in this jail cell in the middle of hell. That is the oddest thing, but he doesn't seem insincere. Maybe he's mad? You don't know. But he seems just like totally cool. You do hear him whisper and say on his lips, just as the stars have foretold, as he's sort of, doing things. Is anyone coming close to like the lock or the cage,
Can we ask Darren to open the lock? Because he's the one who opened up Miracle's lock.
Right. Yeah, I suppose you can.
Does he seem to have, because a lot of inhabitants of this place are desaturated, right? Does he seem to have desaturated tones, or does he seem like this is actually normal? Like he's not actually from here.
Yeah, he definitely doesn't seem like he's from here at all.
Okay.
He's not.
And while they're trying to figure out like how to get him up and all that, Maki is going to ask, how did you come to be here?
I foresaw that this is where I would meet those who I was meant to meet. Question, should someone actually call out for someone else to go and like unlock the cage and bring someone over there to like look on it? Just want to check to make sure what's happening in the background while we do this.
Yeah.
Quartz asked Darren.
Yeah, you asked Darren.
As she does. She volunteers people to do stuff for her.
Sure. So as Damon comes along, he goes, oh, one moment. He sort of reaches into like a pack, and he pulls out a key, and he holds it up through the bars.
Yeah. So he starts to fiddle with his lock picking kit, and then he looks up, and we see this little turtle hand sticking up from the like grate with a key.
This should be of assistance.
Darren makes a face and then looks over towards you, Quartz, presumably the nearest person.
Nicketh also looks over at Quartz.
Sir, why do you have your own key? Darren, take it?
I certainly didn't want anyone else to come in here while I was resting.
Who sent you?
The stars. The stars guide me. As he sort of looks up to the sky, which is a ceiling, almost like he's seeing something.
Quartz goes over and takes the key, and then says, "So, you serve the stars. Is that correct?"
In a manner of speaking, we all do. The universe is a vast place, and we are all but small pieces in it. I am just someone here playing my part.
And your part is to meet us? I am
Indeed.
assuming?
I am to assist and to guide people onto their journey.
So, like, each time you guys have mentioned the star, the tieflings and faithless and cursed have kind of like sneered and hissed a little bit, flinched, and they're hanging back away from this interaction, kind of apprehensively.
Except for Hans, he's in the middle of it.
Yeah, I think Hans probably take a couple steps back too.
Oh.
The Tortle is starting to pack up things and just sort of shove them into a sack, like just pushing them down on in.
Remember where we are,
Okay.
Quartz.
Yes. And how are we to trust you? We barely know you. She says as she grabs the key from him.
Sure.
Prove you're not a spy.
I am a man.
A man.
What is spy?
I can't tell if you're calling yourself a man because you are male, or if you're calling yourself a man believing that you're human.
I am a mortal.
And you place yourself here? Per the stars?
Yes. This is all part of the grand design. Everything works towards the grand design. We all have a part to play in the cosmos.
Okay. Well then, Mr. Guide.
Darren
What
shakes
exactly-
his head and like, this is nonsense, and he just like starts to walk away back towards the others.
What exactly are you guiding us to?
To where you must be. To where you will go.
And where is that?
Wherever you decide.
I'm assuming with my nat 20 insight on his newest explanations, I totally believe him, or do I not?
He doesn't seem like he's being duplicitous at all. That's what I'll say. Like, dude might be crazy, or he might be sincere.
Do you
he
serve?
does not seem like.
Do you serve the star guy?
I serve the universe.
So I think with a crit, you probably pick up on a vaguity there. Like, it's not necessarily a lie, but it's like almost like a non-answer, kind of.
Mm-hmm. In that case, who do you truly serve?
the universe. He holds up. He reaches down. He sort of picks up something that looks like it was like kind of like a bed that he was laying on, and sort of flips it over, and you see it to be a wood shield with a carving on it. And he sort of lifts up his hand. 1 second, I need to look at something there. As sort of mumbles something under his breath, and then fire bursts a light inside his hand. And you can sort of see a depiction of like a sort of carving on his shield. It looks to be several constellations. There is a ring of 2 comets that seem to be circling the whole thing, or the sort of constellations that seem to be in the center. There are a couple on the outside.
Can I do a religion check to see if I recognize these carvings?
Sure.
Has he said his name yet? Or did I miss that, maybe?
He said he is just a guy.
Yeah, that's what he said.
So 21 religion check. Correct me if I'm wrong here, Guy. But it's a depiction of the world, yeah?
Yeah. It's a depiction of the world tarot, only instead of like the figures being like their actual depictions, a lot of them have been replaced with constellations, a lot of which have been drawn from the 12 signs of the zodiac, because literally 4 of them are already depicted in the thing anyway. So like it's the Virgo is the maiden in the center. The wreaths are now the wreath around it is comet trails. It's got all the elements there, but it's slightly altered. It to be celestial bodies and stars more than the like figures there.
Yeah.
If anyone, yeah. So there's also he has what seems to be a pendant around his neck that is glowing, that you would realize is a more classical depiction of the world tarot.
I feel like as long as Maki's been around, she knows that people don't always stay, especially if they're still mortals. They don't always stay with a single arcana.
Yeah, like
so
yeah, you definitely are meant to progress through them.
Yeah, so with her nat 20 insight from before, I feel like she would probably be like, cross her arms and say, I think he's in the process of transitioning from one arcana to another.
Oh, right. But the real question is, how is he meant to help us, if at all? He could just be some crazy guy. What is your name again?
To help with that.
I, as I said, I am simply a Gaia. Gaia Mundo.
Your name is simply a guy? It's a long name.
Gaia Mundo.
Gaia. Okay. He said his name is Gaia Mundo.
I might be able to help if you want it.
Yeah, go for it, Margaret. You have nothing to lose. Aside.
Yeah, I will. Mirkrith will move up closer to the thing, looking directly over him, and then hold out an arm and scrape some fingernails along his arm and just split it open and start dripping blood down on him. And I'm going to use my memory in flesh. I'm going to legend lore him.
Oh. Okay. I thought you were
instead
trying
of using the name given, I'm going to describe him. So looking down at him, getting a good idea.
Yeah. I thought you were trying to infect him with flesh corruption for a second.
Nah, just flavor.
describe person, place. If the spell brings to mind a brief summary of significant lore about the thing you named. The lore might consist of current tales, forgotten stories, or even secret lore that's never been widely known. The more information you already have about the thing, the more precise and detailed the information you receive is. All right. Very smart. Let's see here. So, current tales, forgotten stories, even secret lore has never been widely known.
I'm interested in this.
Yeah, I wanted to be like, well, Brandon, you take care of this problem for me, but this might be more than what you would be aware of.
No, specifically since I said I don't want you to tell me this. So,
yeah, yeah, that's true. Yeah. Okay. Let me just check the wording one more time here. Brief summary, significant lore about the thing you named. Right, consists of current tales, forgotten stories, even secret lore that's never been widely known. Mirkrith, you're somewhat familiar with living saints. I mean, you've met a few of them.
I've met a couple.
Have you picked up on the term bodhisattva?
Yes. I think it was used a couple of times.
Does Mirkrith know or understand what that means?
Dimly. He essentially thinks it's like heaven's best warriors, or sort of the elite of heaven. But
so now you're aware of what it really means, like the actual real life definition of the word. And I don't know if it's like if it's like a definition in your head, like you know the term, but you know that this guy is a person who has walked the path to enlightenment in the truest sense, and in all intents and purposes has sacrificed eternal paradise in heaven, or forgone it, at least for the time being, in order to bring about sort of like the greater good, the what is supposed to happen, the conclusion to the grand design's story. Yeah. This is a person who is, for all intents and purposes, the living embodiment of enlightenment's will. Being enlightenment being the purpose of the world.
I suppose enlightened, like becoming enlightened, would technically be a sort of important event that he's been involved in. Are there any? Does the legend give me any idea that he's actually accomplished anything else besides that in his time as a warrior for heaven, Bodhisattva?
I mean, warrior for heaven is a strong term, I suppose. Like I want to think of the typical word. Warrior can be many things. There's many ways somebody can be a warrior, besides just like a fight to the death or something. This is a person who has played a very important role for all of heaven's history for eons, always looking out to make sure that the right thing happens. This is a person with true good intent, true embodiment of like living sainthood, uncorrupted by the way the world has fallen. Probably been around since the founding of heaven. Might even be perhaps the holiest person you've been in the presence of. Like in actual terms of actual holiness. Like,
And he is a guy in a pit right now.
yeah. Like Nurnum's a bodhisattva, sure, but like Nurnum's got a vicious streak in him. This guy's also like the symbol on his shield is kind of strange too, because it's not any depiction for the world that any of you would be aware of. Like the constellations are what's weird. Like it doesn't, that specific thing doesn't match up with what you currently know for the symbology of the world. So it's almost like he might even predate it becoming an arcana. So here's what I'll tell you, Mirkrith. The biggest point in all of this is this guy definitely was there when the world ascended, like became more than just a primordial, took a throne in heaven. This guy was present for that moment, played an instrumental role in making it happen.
Okay, I'll be honest. I'm not sure Mirkrith gets, like, I'm not sure he, I guess I get magical understanding. I'm not sure he fully understands the importance of that, but I think he gets a good gist of like, oh, okay. So yeah, as the blood is dripping down, there's a moment where it like slows in midair, coalesces into a multitude of different images, and then sort of splats down. And he'll pull his arm back as it's already stitching itself back up. And I guess some of you might see you're all super.
Oh, Mirkrith, sorry. One more thing.
Yeah.
The flesh knows him. Like, the flesh remembers this guy. Well, they've met.
Okay.
Do with that knowledge what you will.
Yeah, I'll think on that. I'm not sure that'll change what I was going to say. For those of you who are paying attention, you might notice Mirkrith's lip sort of curl up in a sneer for a moment before it kind of returns back to placid. And then he goes, he's like your brother in Nurnum. Bodhisattva. So I guess he really does help heaven.
Okay. So back to this whole guiding thing. We're here. Can you guide us back to heaven now?
Perhaps. There is a key nearby. A key that should open the way.
You're a little late on telling us about that.
He sort of just, I just did a gesture, then I realized no one could see me. He's got like sort of his hand sort of like gives a little kind of shrug, like up, like that's life sometimes, It's just like.
Okay.
Ports.
Yes.
Have there ever been any useless bodhisattva?
Do I know the answer to the question?
Make a religion roll. History, I suppose. Yeah, could also work. Useless bodhisattva. I mean, kind of. So.
Oh, really?
Look, there's
Well,
this one guy named Mundo.
No.
He's totally worthless. All right.
Well, it depends on what you mean by useless, right? Like the bodhisattva's purpose is to basically spread their arcana's influence in the world, whether that be like recruiting followers, bringing about its like symbol, like its force in the world. Like, for example, sometimes it's not always intentional. Like Nurnum, I think, has mentioned that him being around is bad luck, right? Because he's the tower. So like bad things tend to happen around him. There was the whole thing where the guy who was the former Bodhisattva for death, Lapel, was like stuff being in his presence was blessed, like the tiles, for example, that healed, and stuff like that. So like,
Deep callback.
yeah, that's way back to the beginning of the campaign. Yeah. Yeah, but so like if you're thinking about like a useless archon, the closest thing I can think of might be like the hermit. Like a bodhisattva for the hermit might be considered kind of useless in some ways. Like he tends to avoid people, right? So he's probably not somebody you can just like go meet. It depends, right? Like the bodhisattva for temperance might be considered useless in some situations because they're not there to like give you what you want or anything. They're there to keep balance and everything. So they, maybe some of them could be considered useless depending on like, and have been considered useless by certain people in history or whatever for different reasons. Yeah, I guess that's the best way I can explain that.
How would Quartz answer with that knowledge?
Quartz is going to say, Mirkrith, there are plenty of useless people in the world, Bodhisattva or not. But, seeing as how we have a big enemy ahead of us, we could use another ally. And then she goes to the prison and say, Guy, remember this. You owe me for letting you free. So, help us.
I appreciate your assistance in opening the cage.
All right, just remember, you owe me. And she opens up the cage for him.
Then Guy will stretch and climb on out. Possibly asking for, hands if anyone can, help do it as he, lifts himself up out of the sort of pit and climbs on out with a pack on his back. And he, reaches down, grabs his shield, and sort of affixes it onto his arm.
Okay. Now that we're all here, we finally got Mirkrith back. We got this new guy. And she gives a nod to Guy. I should probably tell you that I could try to get us out of here again. With a different spell this time.
Guy looks over at Quark.
Is that going to matter?
Well, if we want to leave to get to heaven.
No, I mean the different spell.
I don't know. But it's something that we could try.
Why didn't you use this before?
Well, because Mirkrith wasn't with us. He went off on his own for who knows what reason. And of course I wasn't going to leave him behind. He is our ally.
Mirko's mouth just kind of tightens up, but he doesn't say anything.
So now that we're all here, we could try something new to get out of here. But
Okay.
I know we did want to weaken the Prince of Madness, so we may want to split up. One group goes and weakens him, and the other goes to heaven to try to fix things. What do you guys think?
Guy looks around.
I think that's a good idea.
And who's staying to weaken the Prince of Madness?
Darren raises his hand. Mard looks at him and she shrugs and says, I have to stay anyway. Or I die, right? That was the deal.
The Prince of Madness is very strong. It might behoove us all to not divide our forces against such a powerful foe.
Well, is there a reason we have to fight him at all then? Because
There is not.
we're here for the key. If we grab the key, or we can actually just bypass the key altogether and I can try my spell.
That is, of course, a path. There are many paths to the end.
Well, Mr. Bodhisattva, what is the path that you say we should take?
The path that you can live with. The path that you decide. It is ultimately the choices that you all make that will decide your fates and your stories. That is the truth of the stars. They have guidance upon us, but they do not have the tyranny of control. We still make our own path.
Quartz is getting increasingly annoyed.
Yeah, Marcus sighs really hard.
He's doing that thing Bodhisattvas tend to do where they speak in riddles, you know?
This was never our problem to begin with. I thought this was just the means to the end.
True. And you are here. And by being here, you might do good. You might lay down a more terrible force in the world. That will come when you reach your destination and face your final tasks. And when that task is complete, and when your prices have been paid, and when those who succeed stand, still will be this problem here.
I vote for leaving.
You do realize that the things you are saying don't actually mean anything. I can do the same thing. You might find your way with us, depending on what we decide. Whether we decide to leave you here or bring you with us. But that is for us to decide.
Indeed.
That doesn't actually say anything.
It says everything.
Okay.
It speaks of your choices.
Quartz is just like, okay, I can't handle you right now. But Bodhisattva is a Bodhisattva, so you might as well come with us. Does everyone want to go to heaven? Minus Darren and Mard. Or does anyone else want to stay here?
But Lucero's not alive yet.
Yet? Are we expecting him to come back?
I look at Makie.
Yes, that's why we did the thing that she did to him. But I don't think he can wake up again if we take him to heaven with us. I think she had requested Darren to take care of Lucero instead of letting Cursed hold on to the bag that they stuffed him in. So she will turn and look at Darren and she'll say, as before when we were trying to leave here, if it works this time, and I trust you to look after him.
If you want me to keep him here, I can, he says. I'm not going back. I'm staying.
Hey, Ramblin', can I roll an insight check to... Would it strike Mirkrith as odd that Makie seems to be willing to leave Lucero here? Like, would I have... I'm kind of thinking madness?
I mean, you can make a check and Ella can tell you what she thinks if you want.
Oh, I don't know why I rolled with advantage. I don't have advantage. It's 18. I don't think I have advantage.
What do you think, Ella?
Your Chris not with us the first time we tried to leave.
Yes.
He wasn't. Was
Was-
he?
When we were gonna try and leave using the
Plane shift?
planar shift, right?
Yeah.
The first time.
Yeah, so I can't
Yeah.
remember if he was still
At the Coliseum or whatever when he took off?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No,
yeah.
that was after the first time I attacked I attacked Lucero and tried to infect them, and then we ended up
okay.
stopping that.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Planar
Okay.
shift we tried once everyone was there.
Yeah, okay.
I remember.
It's basically she seems to be in the same, like the way she talks seems to be just she's reverting back to when she had to leave him behind before. Except this time he's not dead. This time he's going to come back when the next cycle hits. So she's doing this under the impression that if things work out in heaven, she will see Lucero again by coming back down here to, I don't know, help him.
So I'm not getting the sense of madness plane making people mad.
I think of
Seems to be some-
everyone, she's not been hit with any madness at all since we entered. She just is her usual cranky self.
We've already saved them, helped them get stronger. I'm not marred. Forgiven them for killing some of us. How much more of their work do we have to do? If we have a way to get back to heaven and fight our fight, why wouldn't we?
That's what I'm thinking as well. Especially since there are people who need us up there.
Sure, that too.
I think we should go back.
So then the question is, who's coming with?
How about everyone without horns?
So just us five then.
Teams. How about you,
If-
Fateless?
I'm not going to argue with Laura. I think I've said that before.
Perhaps since we were told that they need to be cleansed before they can get to heaven, perhaps everyone here, maybe part of cleansing is doing something important for heaven, meaning getting the key from him so that he can't use it. And then maybe they could use it to join us.
Follow.
The Prince of Madness does not hold the key.
What?
Who does? Who holds the key?
You asked a direct question. Remember, he doesn't actually answer anything.
Maybe you have to word it in a riddle and then he'll answer.
Wolfrin's like, I remember asking Nurnum a lot of direct questions.
Currently, no one holds the key.
Oh my gosh.
There you go.
Oh man. Brandon, you were perfect to play Bodhisattva, my dude. God, this is such a good character. Perfect. All right.
Make sure to check all the nooks and crannies for a key that's sitting there.
So I'm worried everyone else is pissed off.
I don't think they're
No.
pissed off.
No.
Out of character, you're fine. In character, they're annoying.
Perfectly.
But you
perfectly
fit. You fit right in because this whole time, all of our characters have been annoying each other.
Yeah.
Fair. Just I'm looking at the sheet. I'm like, I literally have a thing that says, "I don't tell people secrets."
Well, you
Look, it
don't,
just doesn't
do
like
you?
anyone.
Okay. Do you know the location of this key?
Sorry.
Yes or
Yes.
no? Can you use your hands to point people into the right direction of where the key is?
I think you mean,
Is
will
it
you
up?
use your hands?
Down. Sorry, will you?
I cannot.
You know, maybe if I try this on him, we can get straight
Told you, you should have
answers.
said, will you?
Maki is pulling out a vial.
Oh, no.
She's gonna hand it to Court, and I think she's got them
This should be
labeled
good.
because she has so many different vials. This one's labeled Truth Serum,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and she hands it to you.
For the record, when you look through your vials to find that one, it doesn't look the same color as your vials of true death, does it?
Probably not, because these are vials she
Okay,
bought when
just
she was
making sure.
in heaven, and these are vials from the void, so they're probably different styles.
Makie, dear, why are you giving these to me?
So that you can administer them.
I mean, I could administer them, but I'd rather not interrogate this one. He's already aggravating me. Aren't you better at that? Extracting secrets from people?
I think you have a bit more patience than I do with these ones.
Alright. Guy, can you please drink this?
What is it?
It's juice.
Ah, what kind of juice?
It is the juice that I have chosen to give to you, because that is my path.
Oh, well then I accept it, and it takes it and just puts it into his coat. Just Thank you.
Me, I told you to drink it. I did not tell you to take it.
Monkey is gonna tug on your clothes cord, so she's gonna say, tell him it's a token of good faith if he drinks it and lets it do its thing.
Guy, you heard the rabbit. It is a token of good faith if you drink it.
This is for your opening the cage.
Yes.
Ah, understood. And with this you will consider that settled, and this will not cause me harm.
Quarth looks at Makie.
I swear on everything I love, it will not cause you harm. Just let it do its thing.
Alright, Guy uncorks it, downs it.
So how long does this thing take, Makie?
I think you can choose to fail, but otherwise it's a Constitution saving throw.
I mean, I'm going to roll it just because.
First roll.
Yeah, first roll.
Yeah, first roll. All right.
It's only DC 11, so if you have
you're gonna pass it.
You're probably gonna pass it. Yeah.
We don't necessarily know that, right?
And yeah, we don't know.
Interesting taste. Do you have more?
I don't think you need more.
Understood.
Let me think of a good. No, because.
Have you used this before? Okay.
I used it on Luthero, but Luthero chose to fail.
Assuming I was paying attention then.
No, Makie had pulled Lucero aside. This was when she first joined the party. She pulled Lucero aside.
I remember, but we didn't see that, right?
I don't remember if you saw. We went behind some rocks, I think. Trying to think of a good question that could, we know the answer, but it if he lies, we know for sure.
So, Guy, know the location of this key?
Yes.
Quartz is going to point to her right. Is it this direction?
Perhaps.
Will you tell us which direction it is at?
I cannot.
And why is that?
I do not know.
Is there a spell placed upon you?
He pauses for a second. I do not believe I am currently under a spell. Was the drink part of a spell? If so, then perhaps.
The drink was seasoning for the coming soup.
Oh, as he reaches in here and he pulls out a pouch. I have seasoning.
That's great.
What kind do you wish?
Quartz, I'm trying very hard.
Mirkrith, so am I.
Mirkrith's going to take a couple steps away. It's probably for the best.
Guy, could you give us a minute? We would like to I'd like to have a group discussion.
Take what time you want. Your business here is yours. And I will say that when you do make it to heaven, you will have little time for anything else. So, it is best you prepare for everything before you make such a journey.
Well, you make it sound like we should go there now.
It will... The time of arrival between now and your departure will not make measurable difference, I believe. Though, if you stall for a truly long time, all will be lost. And you will not be there. But for now, there is time, I think.
And how much time?
I do not know.
There's a difference between it doesn't make a difference how long, and it makes a lot of difference how long, which you said in the same sentence.
I believe there is still time for you to finish up whatever you must before you head to your final goal. If I feel the time is growing short, I will tell you all. Of that I swear.
Quartz is gonna go over to Guy, and she's gonna whisper to him, "Hey, you see that guy over there? The wolf guy?
Yes.
He has threatened to kill multiple people now while we've been down here. And you are getting really, really annoyed. I suggest you stop that, or else he will try to kill you. I've tried to stop him many times, and sometimes I have not been able to stop him at all. So...
I won't try to stop him either. Monkey says
could you be more helpful? Please and thank you.
What would you have me help you with?
I would like you to be more straightforward. Could you do that for us?
I do not believe I can, for I have told you everything as straightforward as I can with the information I have.
I see. So what you are telling me is that you are useless.
If that is what you think.
So, I learned recently it's extremely hard for people to admit that they don't know something. instead of just making something up. And he did say, I don't know, in answer to something instead of just making something up. So Makie is going to assume that her truth serum worked, and he's genuinely saying, I don't know, instead of making something up.
I know what I can see in the stars and what the stars tell me. And what the stars tell me is that there is still time. That the hour is not dire. That there is still windows open.
And you can see the stars from here.
Yes.
And how often can you see the stars?
He reaches into his bag and he pulls out a chart of stars. As the map is glowing and changing.
So you can check it at any time.
This is my map. This is one of the ways I use to watch the stars.
And the stars give you answers.
Yes. They can give you answers too. If you would like, I can show you.
Well, we've asked you to show us 3 or 4 times already, and you have decided not to. Because, quote, you don't know why.
Yes, I've given you the answers that I have.
Which is to say, none.
Yes,
So-
sometimes the answer of a question is, I do not know. Sometimes that is the way of the universe.
Okay.
I vote he stays with that group.
Guy, can you fight? Are you at least useful in that sense?
I am a cleric of peace.
Oh, he can't fight.
You can't fight?
Bird.
So does that mean you can't fight?
What do you mean by fight?
Do you battle?
Only when there is no other way.
Okay.
Much like there will be no other way when we reach heaven.
We can use him as a shield.
Okay. What do the rest of you think? I've decided that he will stay with us simply because he's a Bodhisattva. Mirkrith, I trust you. I don't know how you know that information. But if he is one, we need to take it back to heaven to help fix things. But the question remains, who is coming with us and who is not? We should make that decision now, and we should go.
It worries me that you think he would help, but I'll trust your judgment.
I do not wish the usurper victory.
Well, if he doesn't help, which could be a possibility, I'm sure he won't make things worse. He'll just be there, just like he is right now. Anyways, we're going to talk. Please give us some space.
Okay, just comes back and then we start to walk.
Gaia goes back and he sort of pulls out a telescope and starts setting it up and starts looking at the ceiling.
You remember.
What about the diviners?
I am joining. Wait up.
Maki is gonna hop on Quartz's shoulder if she allows it.
She'll allow it.
Or shoulders. She's sitting on your shoulders
Right
like a kid.
shoulder. Right shoulder. The left shoulder is spiky.
Oh, well,
You have been mounted.
she'll balance somehow. But she's gonna whisper to you. Doesn't know if this guy has perception or not. If he's got good hearing. He doesn't even have ears from her perspective, so she's not
Fair.
sure how he's hearing. She's going to say, you remember that stuff that we got the first time we went to see the alchemist?
Yes.
The
one that you were really interested in?
Yes. So, I'm not saying I have to be the one to do it, but I was thinking perhaps someone tries it to see if we can see where we need to go.
Now Chorus is confused because she's thought you were talking about the poison.
Well, that was she got that like the second or third time we went to see him, not the first time. The first time was an iridescent substance that I never got a name for that like is supposed to let you see beyond the void.
While you're all doing this, a guy pulls out like a piece of chalk and starts drawing a circle on the ground and starts writing down symbols and other such around it.
I'm gonna share this. So she's gonna say first we could see perhaps maybe where we need to go if you have control over where we go when we get to heaven. And the other thing is perhaps whoever imbibes this substance can also confirm whatever he's seeing in the stars. And she points over at Gaia.
So this lets you see into other planes?
That's what it was made to sound like. I haven't experimented yet. If it's a poison, it won't affect me. So I haven't wanted to waste potentially a dose.
Well, if it's a poison, wouldn't it be better if you take it? Because then it won't affect you. Because if it's a poison, it will definitely affect me. And I do not want to be poisoned.
But then I might not get the benefits.
Should we have someone else try it?
Look at Beer Chris.
He just like what am I looking for?
You're right. You wouldn't know where to look. Maybe I will just spend a dose and see if it works or not.
Guys, just continuing to like light things, lighting things on fire and setting things out there. He's planning something. Looks like.
Oh boy.
While you're all doing this.
She's gonna say, if you want me to try, I guess I'll try.
Unless you want Abe and Flo to try.
Poison?
He didn't say if it was poison or not, but it could be a poison, which means I might not get the benefit of the effects if it is a poison.
Well, if it's a gamble, I feel like Adenflow would be the perfect person for this.
I'll try it out.
Okay. She will. I'm assuming we have. Somebody has cups or something, right?
Yeah.
Okay. She will put a few drops into a device, whatever holding device, to make sure she doesn't accidentally put too many drops in, and then hand it to you.
Okay. What does this do exactly?
He said it allows you to see beyond the void, as well as into creature's soul. Oh, you know what? Maybe you can look at that guy's soul just to make sure he's not funny. But if you could see beyond the void and it allows you to see into heaven, we want to see where we need to go to be of the most help. So if you could just, I don't know, think of certain areas that you want to try and look at.
Okay.
Have you met her brother? She points at Quartz.
Yeah, during the party.
They have.
Okay, so see if you can see him or any of the others.
All right. I focus on to Rifa, and I start taking the drink fluid.
Okay.
A few drops.
Mm-hmm.
If you drop this iridescent substance, gives you a third eye for 1 hour. During this time, you can see beyond the void as well as a creature's souls. Consuming too much can make one go crazy, among other things. Make a Constitution save.
Okay.
You did make sure she only put a few drops.
Gotcha. All right. So you said you were trying to focus on Rifa.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I guess we would interpret as the Devil's District in heaven.
Uh-huh.
So I would imagine just from what we've seen with courts and stuff, you might see maybe that area we saw early on in this arc that was like a market bazaar with all kinds, where there was like all kinds of people peddling different substances and that kind of thing. But it looks different. Maybe you've even been to that place before. It's darker. Like the sky's not completely black. Like you can see some light in the sky. But it seems to be distant, coming from the direction of like where the light of the fountain would be. You don't see any stars. You can't see the whole sky. You don't see any stars in the sky though, or like a sun or moon or anything. You also don't see any people. The entire market is empty. And there's kind of like an eerie tone to it. Like maybe there's still wares left out as if someone was just there. That kind of thing, but you don't see any people. You don't see Rifa. You just see like this shot of this market bazaar in the Devil's District with just nobody.
Don't see anybody.
but I suppose you could try to focus on other things.
This is like the devil. You said it's like a bazaar.
Yeah, like a market bazaar. Raifa was the bodhisattva for the devil, right?
Right.
Yeah.
There's no human. I tell it out loud. It seems like I can't find anybody. What else do you think I should? I tell this to the group. Who else should I?
Check
What
all
about
the
the other one?
districts. All of
Nurnum.
check everywhere.
Yeah, I think of Nurnum next.
You think of Nurnum. Your vision lurches to another place. You feel a pull, a strong pull. Suddenly you're in a desert. It's hot. Like you can kind of like almost feel it through your sight. You feel the sun beating down on you. You're looking through Nurnum's eyes as he like looks around, and it's just horizon and sand for miles in every direction. And then his vision cuts down, and you can see the robes of the tower on him. And he's holding his like stomach. He pulls a hand away, and you see blood. He starts to open his robe, and you see like a scarred ritualistic pattern on his sternum. And you don't really like see him check the wound, but he's clearly wounded. He kind of grunts in pain and looks around again, and it's just empty desert for miles. He looks back down at his wound again, and we see one of his hands reaching into the open wound. He's like grunting in pain while he's doing this, and he like grabs hold of something. He starts to wrench it out of the wound in his chest. And we see his bloody hand emerge from this wound, and in his hand we see a golden beetle, like a constructed, like perfectly engineered golden scarab. When he opens his palm, its legs start kicking around, and we see like its wings try to flutter open, and it's like a crystallized material that makes up the beetle's wings as they flick open. And he throws it down in the sand. And your vision ends.
Okay. I tell this to the group. It seems that he's in like a desert. I don't think I've ever been there. Is it part of heaven? Do I remember if this is at least heaven where
This
he
was
is?
this was definitely not heaven.
Oh, huh.
Like
Wait.
this was definitely the world. Like he was in the prime material plane.
This is
Okay, I was
Nurnum.
gonna say,
Yeah.
didn't when Mikris first found himself
Yeah, America.
outside of
Yep.
Heaven City, find himself in a sandy place?
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds a lot
But
like what
could this have
Mirka
been
saw,
that
but it's not
instead?
Mirka's.
This would probably look a lot more like a certain desert we saw with B Team.
Okay.
I have a question on what you meant when you said his vision ends. Does that mean he just stopped seeing it, but he's still under the effects? Or did that all take an hour?
No, that doesn't all take an hour. Like he just stops
Okay.
seeing that vision. Like you can cut to
Fair.
something else if there's other stuff you're wanting to check on or whatever.
I don't think he's in heaven. Near him.
Is he with anyone?
No, he was holding a beetle. A golden beetle.
I mean, he was grievously wounded.
Yeah.
He always kind of is, though.
Were you able to see
Can you-
anyone else?
Can you check the other areas? Maybe yours? You know anybody there that you could try and find? Did you meet anybody from other Arcana that you could try to find?
Oh, how about that angel? I take another dose.
Make a
So you don't
constitution
need another
save.
dose. It hasn't been an
Oh.
hour yet.
Oh, okay.
That's kind of the question. I'm like, did you just go on like a vision trip for an hour?
I don't think Makie would let you have another dose right away anyways, because she is aware that it can make someone go crazy, so
Oh. Third eye during this time, you can see beyond the void.
Yeah, you have a third eye
Yeah.
that's open on your forehead right now, by the way.
And then I focus on that angel that brought us here.
The angel that
Forgot
brought
his
you here.
name. Or wasn't there like a?
Sculpture.
I remember we fought like a.
Oh, do you mean the
sculptor.
Forgotten one?
Yeah.
Well,
No. Wait.
No,
So
that
there
was
there was
different
the-
guy.
Banshee that turned to a gold statue after you guys killed him.
Yeah.
And then there was
Right.
The way you guys
Tell me
got
what
here is you opened the gate to the
Justice or
23rd
something?
district, and then your memory just ends. Like you don't know what
But there was
happened.
he's talking about the angel that attacked us, the one that we couldn't lie to, the one we accidentally lied to.
Oh, you killed that guy, right?
I think we killed him. Yeah, he's dead.
Yeah.
Oh, he's dead.
I think you killed that guy.
he became a statue.
Yeah, when he died. Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
died.
What about Uberma?
We met
Who's that?
Ubrama?
Oh wait, yeah, you guys did. You did.
I
He
met
He was at the
Uberma.
party.
He's one of the
Oh yeah.
Bodhisattvas.
Now let's do Ubrama next.
All right. You look for Uberma. Here's what you see. You see the top of this pyramid, right? We've seen this before in other visions. The light of the fountain is like so bright there. It's kind of hovering in place over the pyramid. It's so bright it's like looking into the sun. You can see in the background, it's kind of out of focus, but there's like armies battling below on the ground. And around the pyramid, you see several bodhisattva. You see Uberma, you see Nurnum, you see that one big, tall, giant guy with the white skin. You see the one for the moon, who's sort of wearing like a rice hat with like a half hood covering half of their face. You see several of them there. Many are already dead. Nurnum and Uberma are not among the dead, not yet. Also standing on the pyramid, you see Aurelius, this sort of like elven featured guy with blonde hair. We've seen him many times, but let me see if I think there's a handout. So let me see if I can find it. Maybe.
Are you describing this to us as you're
Yeah.
seeing it?
Yeah.
Maybe not. There is a handout for the what the district looks like, so I'll show that to you guys. Looks like something like this. So you're like on the top of this pyramid, and you're sort of just observing what's happening, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. I gotta. Anyway, so you see Aurelia standing there, draped in gold, long blonde hair, elven features, like perfect perfectly crafted face. And he's holding in one hand a spear, this golden sort of like perfect spear, and he's got like a smirk on his face. As the light from the fountain seems to be like it's behind him, so it's like giving him this golden aura. You can almost see like spectral wings sprouting from his back. It kind of looks like at a certain angle as he's raising the spear, and he drives the spear into Nurnum's torso. As he does that, Uberma reaches out and puts a hand towards Nurnum, and Nurnum disappears from like with the spear still in him. The spear doesn't go with Nurnum, like it stays there, but like there's just popping sound and Nurnum just vanishes. The Aurelius turns his attention towards Uberma, raises the spear. You hear that popping sound again, and everything goes black. Like well, I guess not everything goes black. Uberma disappears. You're not watching through his eyes. There's like a popping sound again, and he vanishes. Aurelius holds the spear up, looks out over what's going on down below, and there's this flash of light that emits from the pyramid that he's standing on as the crowd of people, armies left below. Some of them are vaporized instantly. Some of them fall to their knees weeping. Some just freeze in place. But the conflict ends. I would say you're probably aware that this is probably sometime in the recent past, because you just saw Nurnum standing in the desert with the wound caused from this spear.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the gist of what you see. Once the sort of commotion goes silent with the conflict below the pyramid, the camera pans out on Aurelius, like stretching out his arms as the light behind him gets brighter, until you can't even see him. It's so bright. Like he's stretching out his arms like he's soaking it all up. Like he's like trying to get a really good tan or something, or like he's basking in its warmth.
So you're describing everything you're saying to us?
Yeah. He's by Aurelius.
Well, I think not anymore, right? Is what Ramblin said.
Oh, because it turned pitch black, yeah.
He disappeared. Yeah, he's teleported away or something. Got sent away, maybe.
But I guess he's still alive. Wouldn't that work? To find him? I look at Court.
That could work. So he's the only one that we know of that's alive.
Well, what's his face? Nirnam is alive, but he's not. But for some reason, he's in the desert. But then I saw him in the vision with Uberma.
Yeah, the feeling of time on this is kind of hard to place. Like, the second thing you saw would have had to have taken place before the first thing you saw.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of hard to tell, like, is this happening right now? Did this already happen? Is this yet to happen? It's kind of hard to tell exactly.
So the fight already happened and they lost.
That's just
So we should go soon. Maybe they softened him up.
Okay. So we mainly us four and Guy will go. Are we leaving the rest? Or should we just find this key and then bring them with us?
Not sure.
Because I could do that too.
Will the key make us stronger?
To be honest, I'm not too sure about this key. It was Lucero's idea. Makie, do you know more about this?
Nope. Actually, do I? Should I roll? Should I make a roll?
You can make a roll. Religion, history.
Well, despite being utterly devoted to the moon all of her life and afterlife, she has 0 religion. So let me see. History it is.
Can I give you bardic inspiration before you try?
I'll guide you. Think, focus well. I thought
Are you giving me guidance?
guidance, yeah.
Okay, and then a bardic inspiration. Well, here's the roll, and then guidance is a D4. Oh, plus 1, so that's a 20. And then what is your bardic inspiration?
D12.
D12.
But you can roll it.
Three.
You can roll it twice, and you choose which one you want to use.
Oh, okay. Well, let's see
That's
if I
nice.
get better. I did. Okay, so it'd be
32.
32.
20, 23, or no, it's 20 plus 12. Yeah, okay. 32. Dang. All right. So you probably know at least as much as Lucero knew about this key. It's kind of so you're with the moon. Moon's whole thing is secrets, secret knowledge. A lot of that stuff jives with the moon. So maybe, yeah, you know about this key's existence. The knowledge of its existence is kind of considered blasphemous in some circles. Like it's some depending on how much of a zealot somebody is or something, they might consider like saying it's real, it exists, like is exposes a flaw in heaven or something like that, because they made this huge mistake of giving this key letting this key fall into the hands of the Prince of Madness. But yeah, you probably know a lot about it. There's some reason he hasn't used it. Probably because he would be it would not be good for him if he did. There might be something else that goes along with using it. But yeah, I think you know about as much of it as Lucero did.
I tell them everything that I know about it.
Key?
We've talked about this key before, right?
Is there official name to it, or no? Just
let's see. Is there an official name to it? Let me see here. Let's see. Let's see. It's made of ivory in most depictions. It's like a white key. It's like actually a physical key, like that you would imagine fits a lock. Its name I'm getting some recommendations and DMs. That's funny. It's the key of the ascendant.
Okay. Should we try looking for this key then?
Wait, but so the key makes it stronger? Yes.
Yeah, in its depictions, it kind of looks, it's like made out of ivory. It's super ornate, right? So it's like made out of ivory. It's probably got a little bit of gold on it. And it's shaped like, it's kind of like that symbol. It's like a symbol for a priest or a cleric, I think, or something, where it's like a cross, but there's a loop on the top of it instead of a line that goes straight up and down. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's how it's shaped. Anyway. Sorry.
It is the guaranteed way into heaven.
Shush soup.
You all seem to have questions, and I have
No answers.
something settled up for you. You wish an answer? That is what I have. He gestures over to a ritual circle that he's been preparing while all of this has been going on.
Oh, you have answers.
Indeed.
What
I have
are
shared
they?
many. First, I must know the question you would have. I have ready this. It shall give you the answers of the universe that you wish. You may ask one question. After which the answers may be less reliable. But still we may ask more, if you so desire.
Can I roll something to see if Quartz knows what that circle is?
That'd be an Arcana check.
Yeah, it'd be Arcana, yeah.
That would look like it's a circle for a ritual of augury.
Yeah.
Fairly simple spell.
So we get one question.
One question.
One?
One question. We may go more if you wish, but the more we ask, the more uncertain answers get. That is the price of foretelling.
What question can we ask?
Anything that you wish to have the answers of weal or woe, or combination of the two, or neither.
Who's answering this question?
The universe.
Anyone got any ideas for questions? Don't everyone talk at once. I suppose.
What's our most pressing concern? Is it getting there or winning the fight? Which one are you unsure of?
That is a good question, though not a proper one for this ritual.
It's definitely winning the fight. But in order to get to the fight, we need to find a way to get there. So, we need this key.
The spell that'll take us there, is it just a spell that takes us there? Can it do anything else?
It's called the Wish Spell. And
There's definitely a reaction from Guy as you say that.
What kind of reaction?
Kind of like a like the all right, like okay, you do you, kind of like like almost a we got a badass over here kind of thing, like that this is a big deal kind of thing there.
It's not guaranteed it will work, just like the last one did work, but I can basically wish for something to happen. It doesn't have to take us there, it could be something else. Did you have an idea?
Wish for something. What? Can you just wish that we win the fight?
I suppose, but I would need to be super specific about it.
Can you just wish? Sorry, Ella just remembered that if we say his name, does that cause people to have to make saves?
You say whose name?
Some people. Well, I mean, Lucero's dead, so.
You know what? She'll just say, our enemy. Can we just wish our enemy dead? Our enemies. We have more than one enemy. We just wish them dead.
It's a very erratic spell. Based on how I cast it, different things may happen. It may not necessarily happen the way we wish it.
Guy chuckles at that.
So like they die and then maybe come back?
Who knows?
So
I can
if
give
you're
you
so
probably as
uncertain
much
about
answers
this,
as Guy does.
I would say I've given you quite a few answers.
Yeah.
And I am promising
So
another right here.
If you're so uncertain about this wish, why not ask if the way that you intend to use the wish will be good or bad?
Well, we haven't decided the way that we will use it. Now have we?
Then do that.
You did seem to wonder earlier if delaying would cause your task to fail. That would be an answer we could possibly get. If the time you seek is of the essence and you must go now, that could be guaranteed. You could ask if you delay, would that lead to weal, woe, both?
Our question have to be a yes or no question.
It will answer weal, woe, both weal and woe, which is good and bad, or nothing. As in, there is no particular direction for that course of action.
So it's a yes or no question. We can't say which is the best way to use this wish spell to benefit all in our side.
No, that would be outside of what this offers. Not even with the power of true foresight would you get such an answer. The future is cloudy.
Okay. How about this? We keep the wish spell in our back pocket. We search for this key. We head to heaven. And we might be able to use it as a way to stop our enemy. Guy says he can guide us to said key. So why don't we just take that chance?
So have him. She points at. Have him guide us to the key, and then we use the key.
Yes. And then we use the wish later to help us win the battle.
And hope that time isn't of the essence.
We may discover that at a moment. He looks over at the augury ritual. Unless there
he
are
has
other...
control of the fountain. Go on.
Sorry, no, I wasn't letting you speak because I was just describing things that he was doing. So please continue.
If he has control of the fountain, I'm guessing that'll make it harder.
Most definitely. But it should take time for him to make any true effect upon the fountain. Anyway, and he starts hobbling over to the augury.
Okay.
You see him reach into his cloak and he pulls out several carved sticks. He takes a moment to point out the symbols on them, explaining to you which means wheel, what means woe. They are sort of carved in various ways where they're things that anyone who has used divination before would be basically like they've seen similar things. He has his star map laid out.
Okay.
On this ritual circle where he's drawn several symbols of stars around there in strange constellations and set out various rune stones that have various carvings on them in particular places. There's likely candles about as well, as the circle has been inscribed onto the ground. He sort of walks into the center and beckons everyone to gather around as he says, I will ask if a delay in our timing. What a delay? I will ask. I intend to ask the universe if a delay in our timing will be beneficial or cause us pain.
All right.
Unless there is another. But
link the augury spell, please.
Oh, sure. Yes. There we go.
All right. And let's see here. Casting generally sticks rolling dragon. Employing some other divine tool, receive an omen. Results the course of action you plan. The next 30 DM chooses from the following possible omens: wheel for good results, woe for bad results, wheel and woe for both good and bad. Nothing for results that aren't especially good or bad. Okay. And spell doesn't take into account any possible circumstances that might change the outcome, such as casting of additional spells or loss or gain of a companion. You cast a spell.
It's basically
okay.
If we decide to stay and continue through here in this time will that cause problems, or if we need to leave immediately, is the thing there.
So, will staying here cause problems? Is that the question?
Yeah. Oh, what is the likely outcome of
Of
not
staying.
returning immediately to heaven on that? For that.
Sure.
Um,
It's up to you for how it looks.
Yes, I have a sort of description for there. If you would like to do that before, I cast this.
Here, I'll just tell you the answer that you get back.
Okay, well. Yes. So, as he stands, there, he sort of closes his eyes, and he speaks aloud. Will remaining here for a time to seek the key cause us detriment in our struggle in heaven? And he briefly brings the sticks to his forehead and then his heart, and then he extends his hand outward and says, "Stars above and beyond, reveal the truth of the path ahead," as he opens his palm in almost an offering and sort of tosses them up into the air as they sort of start to float, and the symbols on them glow with a light blue magical energy as he whispers, "Aguriro." And the symbols fall onto the ground and the sticks lay. And what do they say, DM?
The symbols fall to the ground, and the answer you get is that there is no effect on, like, there's no wheel or woe.
He looks.
Did it work?
Indeed. It would not have failed on a first casting this day. Any future we try to get may lead to imprecise results, as the future is difficult to grasp.
Well, that was not at all surprising.
Is that
Indeed not. It is the answer I gave, but moments before. But now we have confirmation. So, what I would suggest is think others. Is there anything else here besides the key and this victory that is required, that you care for? I believe you spoke of a companion who you lost and you sought to resurrect, to restore.
I think Ella's away from them. Oh no, she's back.
Oh.
Can you say that again?
Guy was saying that he heard you speaking of someone that you needed to restore or resurrect. That was a concern, at least someone had here. At least I believe that you actually said that and not said that out of character. If you only said that out of character, I'm sorry.
Wake up at the start of the next cycle.
Ah, one of those. A native, then.
No.
No. One touched by them?
You could say that.
Very well.
You have ways to purify them so that they can go to heaven with us? He indicates the group that has crowded around the middle of the room. Except hands.
You rolled a 32 or something like that on knowledge about the key, right?
Yeah.
Supposedly it can do that.
Oh, the key can purify them?
Yeah, supposedly something about it, either the use of it or something. It's supposed to be able to. It's said to be able to do that.
Oh, well then, getting the key. She doesn't ask him that because she would know that the key does that and have told everyone, probably. Let's go get the key.
Faithless Soros sighs and is like, oh, good. I was worried I wasn't going to be able to go back there.
I thought you've never been there.
Well, yeah, she's like, you know what I mean. Just don't want to be destroyed upon entering heaven. Or whatever, if I decided to go with you guys. I heard a D. Oh, there it is. Sorry, I'm having trouble keeping track with all the whispers. No.
Understood. All right.
All right.
There is a spell of my order. One that I do not have just yet, but that might help.
What is the spell that you're talking about?
Closes his eyes as I look up a spell that I know I have, I just don't have it. It would require some rare oil. And
Oil.
it may not leave them the same that they are. But it
So
does require a dead humanoid or a piece of them.
Right. We have a dead person.
What is the spell? And what will it do?
Reincarnation.
Oh man, that's the spell that you guys used in Limbo, right? And it changed the guys. It changes their race or something.
Yeah. No, it randomly changes you to something else.
Yeah.
So quite literally, there's a chance they aren't, these things anymore.
Yeah.
Why are we worried about this right now?
We are not, but if this is a path to take, then upon our next rest, I would need to gather things in order to be able to facilitate this.
Just so it's canon, and everybody knows, I think that could do it. Like if you were trying to remove the corruption from them or whatever, if you did that, they would change to a different race as long as they don't roll tiefling. I think that would do it.
I feel like if the going through or using the key will cleanse them anyways, and if he has to take a long rest to get that or whatever anyway, it's better just to wait until
True.
Lucero wakes up.
Yeah.
Indeed, this will not be a thing that we may do in the now, but we have time. And
Perhaps better to save such a spell for an emergency rather than someone we know will wake up
Of course.
in a few hours.
Of course. That is perfectly understandable. And I will continue to check to make sure that we do not run out of time.
Bart is gonna ask Cursed something random. And she's gonna ask if there's any side effects if someone takes 2 shots of the vial back to back.
You're asking Cursed?
Yeah.
And you're talking about the vial that the diviners.
Of light.
Oh, the light.
Oh.
I think what she says is she kind of shrugs and she says, 2? Why stop there if you got them? I mean,
I have a question. How many would... Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. You're fine.
I thought you had paused to continue. How many would possibly you wish to be changed in this way, to be cured of the blight?
I think there's a pause as they all kind of like look at each other. I think Faithless Sorrow considers it for a second and steps forward. Cursed probably steps forward when she sees her step forward. And I think that's it. Mard and Ruin probably don't care enough to.
If
Mard
the
can't
key
leave here anyway.
cleanses you anyways, why do this?
Yeah, I think Faithless Star's like, yeah, good point. We could just use the key.
Okay. Chorus is gonna take a vial of light. Actually, before she takes the vial of light, she's gonna ask if anyone wants to be buffed, so to speak.
What does that mean?
Make you stronger. I've offered this to Murkrith before. I can make it so that no one can paralyze him or restrain him. I've already offered for him to protect his mind. So if anything that tries to affect your mind, it will be protected. Do you want that spell on you? It'll last for 24 hours.
Are we going to fight soon?
No, but I will do something. I will do something that will help. So I'm just offering to help before I take a vial.
Out of character, freedom of movement only lasts for an hour, right?
Yeah, but I have a mind blank.
Right. That one would be useful. Yeah. I think I still have it. So
Yeah. You and I still have it. I'm just offering it to
Yeah.
anyone who wants it now before I take a vial. Because I need a vial to restore my 9th level spell so I can cast Wish.
let me double check. I thought Makie had something. I'm trying to find it. Oh, maybe it was this one. I think Makie will ask for the spell that prevents you from getting, was it paralyzed and something?
and restrained.
Restrained?
Freedom of movement.
I'll cast Freedom of Movement on you for now. And I'll turn to Ebb and Flow. You?
I have my ring here. It can what level is that? 4th level? Is that concentration?
Freedom of Movement? No.
Do you have the spell that, what is it called? The first level spell that's, if you roll something wrong, you can re-roll.
Silvery Barbs?
Yeah, do you have the spell Silvery Barbs?
Yes.
Can you cast or charge my ring with Freedom of Movement and Silvery Barbs?
One of each.
Yeah.
Okay. I will spend 16 seconds to cast both of those spells.
You don't have to be attuned to the ring or anything to do it.
Let me see. I am attuned to it. Let me see. I think it's called Ring of Power. Wait, what is it called?
Spell story?
Spellstorm.
Yeah, Ring of Spells.
All right, let me look it up.
Any creature can cast a spell of 1st through 5th level into the ring by touching the ring as the spell is cast.
Okay. Right on.
And to have up to a certain number of spells, so 5 levels worth of spells. So if you have just Silvery Barbs, you could have that in the ring 5 times. Or you could have that in like a 4th level spell or something. If it doesn't have any spells in it already.
I think I used up all the spells that was in it.
Oh, so right now it'll only have Silvery Barbs in it. You could have more spells put in it if you want.
Yeah, would the Freedom of Movement work? It's a 4th level.
So that would be 5 total.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
And I'll spend a 3rd level spell slot, or sorry, 5th level spell slot to do the Freedom of Movement on Meredith.
All right.
Does anyone mind blank before I take a vial?
I'll take it.
Okay. And then I am going to drink a shot of vial.
I think there's an addiction rule, right?
I think you have to roll a wisdom save. Or one of those saves.
Redbud?
Sorry.
For drinking
what-
vial.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
What's the roll?
I think it's a Constitution save, isn't it?
Oh, con save.
That's what I was thinking, because Quartz has succeeded every time because they have a ridiculous con save.
Yeah.
Actually, I've never had to do a con save. It's only been like the tieflings who've done it. Well,
Huh.
I think Lucero didn't have to make it until Lucero was turned into a tiefling.
yeah.
Oh, it's just the okay.
And then of course Lucero failed the very first roll, so
Are you drinking 2 back to back? Is that what you were doing?
I'm doing one right now.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, you get the feeling of a very surreal, perfect memory. These are the golden light vials, right?
Well, that's what Quartz
Yes.
thought, but Maki secretly swapped it out with the vial of true death.
No.
You don't feel so good, Mr. Stark.
those
Yeah.
only work on dead bodies anyways.
32 sleight of hand.
Yeah, you relive a perfect memory, and you feel lost in it for a moment before you sort of like pull yourself back into the present moment. It's up to you what the memory is. If you've got something in mind, you can certainly tell us. If not, that's okay too.
Any happy memories with your brother?
That's a no.
That sounds like a no. All right. Is there anything else you'd like to do, Quartz? Did we lose you?
Yeah, that's possible.
Are you alive, Kyo? Oh.
Nope.
Oh no.
Freddie, are you still with us?
Oh, Kyo's back.
I think Ferdy's gonna be next.
Baby.
Yeah, I'm not hearing anything from Freddie either, so I don't know if it's the
Yeah.
internet or something.
No mic issues. We'll let you know when we hear you, Kyo.
Yeah, we'll let you know when we hear you.
I'm here.
Hey Brandon, how's it going? Ferdy's typing. Hello. Yeah, we see you typing. No, we can't hear you.
Hear you at
No.
all.
Silly Discord.
Yeah, I don't know. Discord be on something sometimes.
Weird.
All right, so you can hear us, but we can't hear you. That's weird. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Oh, now I can't.
Hello?
Hello.
Oh, we hear you.
Welcome
Hello.
back.
Well, we heard Ferdy. We haven't heard Kyo yet.
It made me update
Yeah.
Discord.
We hear
Oh,
you.
There we go.
Okay.
All right. So you can hear everybody now. All right, sorry.
What was the last thing you said?
Right.
Or
So
you heard me say?
you relive this perfect sort of idealized memory that you're able to pull yourself back from and kind of snap back to the present moment. And I was just saying, if you have something in mind for what that memory is, you can share it with us. If not, that's okay too. Oh no, do we lose you again? No, we can't hear the last one.
we heard it suddenly. No, we don't hear either of you guys as you're talking.
They sounded perfect for a minute. They were great. What happened? This almost never happens. It does occasionally happen. We'll let you know when we can hear you again, Ferdy or Keo. No, we don't hear either of you.
Hello?
Hey.
Hear you.
5,000 ping.
I don't know what's happening.
Okay.
All right, Ferdy's back too. Okay, cool. We can hear you both.
Oh, it's weird. Maybe it's like raining
Internet?
so hard outside.
Yeah, it is raining. Let's just say it's a first kiss as the memory.
All right, cool.
Before I get cut off again, trying to describe it.
All right. So yeah, you relive that memory. You've drank the light, so your spell slots all recharge. You get the full benefits of a long rest. During the minute it takes you to do that. Yeah. Anybody else want to do anything? Or Keo or Ferdy?
I'll look at something real quick.
Faithless Sorrow approaches you, Guy.
Yes.
And she kind of like, she's staring at you kind of, and she'll insight check you here. Is somebody still controlling Faithless Sorrow? Do I need to do that?
I believe it was Wolf.
Oh, sorrow. Insight check. Yeah.
Insight.
For some reason, I
check
heard
him?
curse deception.
You good?
Which doesn't have any special insight as far as I know. So.
Yeah. All right.
15.
So she kind of like looks down her nose at you a bit, Guy, and she says, so you're with Heaven?
No, I am in the abyss.
She looks at your shield and she says, do you know of the Fool?
Yes. I have known many a fool. Some might say we are all fools, for who else would find themselves here in the place of the god of what's this, Master of Madness? Sorry, what was the
Prince of Madness? Yeah.
The Prince of Madness, if not fools.
She shakes her head and she says, no, the Fool. She like hisses as she says it.
The Fool. As I have said, I have known many. And we are all fools.
She grabs you with both hands, like your collar,
Mhm.
and kind of like jostles you. And
Sure.
she says, just tell me if you know what happened to him. Where is he?
That is not something I know. But if you wish, I will consult an augury as to... I do not know if that will be possible.
Of course.
But if you wish to find the Fool, I will guide you on that. And I will stay with you and help you get there. You have my word.
Yeah, she looked really annoyed with everything you were saying. And then you say that last part, and it almost like confuses her, I guess.
You are but another on the path. And this is what I must do. If you have a journey you must walk, I will walk beside you.
She refuses to look at you now. Yeah, she like turns away from you and she's like refusing to look at you.
If you have need of me, I am here. He sort of puts a hand on her shoulder for a bit, then, takes it away.
Yeah, we get a shot of her face with like tears welling up in her eyes, and she blinks and they're gone.
So I guess once I finish drinking the vial, Quartz is going to cast this on Makie.
Okay.
And then 2.
Makie suddenly cannot communicate mentally with Darren.
Okay.
Got this.
Wish. All right.
Here we go.
Nice spell a mortal creature can cast. By simply speaking aloud, you can alter the very foundations of reality in accord with your desires. Basic use spells duplicate any other spell of 8th level or lower, which you're not doing, I'm guessing.
Nope.
You can create one of the following effects of your choice. Object, which you're not doing. Allow 20 creatures that you can see to regain all hit points. Grant 10 creatures you can see resistant damage. Undo a single recent event. If forcing a reroll of any roll made within the last round, you might be able to achieve something beyond the scope of the above examples. State your wish to the GM as precisely as possible. GM has great latitude in ruling what occurs in such an instance. The greater the wish, the greater likelihood that something goes wrong. This spell might simply fail. The effect you desire might only be partly achieved, or you might suffer some unforeseen consequence as a result of how you worded the wish. So, what is your wish?
Teleport the key of the Ascendant into my left hand with no side effects.
It's to teleport the key of the Ascendant into your left hand with no side effects.
Sorry, not into. Like, put it instead of the left hand side. Put it onto the. How am I phrase this?
Put it into your left palm.
Put it into my left palm. That's better.
Inside the palm? That's what I'm getting.
Drop it from
Onto
an
the left
inch
palm.
above my left palm.
I'm gonna say this: a wording was fucking stated there.
I mean, if it teleports it into your hand, we can fix that. That's not a big deal.
Yeah. At least it's there.
Exactly.
All right.
Wait, what is the wish? Is it exactly what you typed in Roll20, or are you changing
Or
it?
you read. Yeah, I don't know.
Am I allowed to change it? Or
Your left hand becomes the key of the Ascendant.
Oh, no.
That still works.
is that teleporting or is that creating?
I'm just kidding. I'm teasing you. All right.
No, Rex too.
I turn during
Oh,
stress.
is that what? Or are you rewording it?
Am I allowed to? Is my question.
It's up to you. Like, if you feel like you want to more precisely state it, I haven't like said, all right, this
She's
is what
had
happens.
time to think over what she
Yeah,
wants to do before she casts it, so she could be asking
yeah.
us, like, hey, what do you think of this?
Fair enough. Yeah.
And we think that sounds not good.
Currently has 3 characters with a 20 wisdom surrounding chords.
Yeah. Makie suggests that it should be teleported 1 inch above Corpse's left palm so that it'll just fall into her hand.
1 inch above. Like that.
Yeah, that's Makie's suggestion.
Okay.
How about you add the true key of the Ascendant?
In case there's a fake.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Perhaps you could say dispel any harmful magics upon the key of the Ascendant and then teleport it.
Yeah.
That
I like it better.
Teleport the key of the Ascendant 1 inch above my left palm with no side effects. No side effects. I mean,
that's very broad.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Like, I'm not going to be unfair to you. Are you still wanting to refine that? Dispel any harmful magics from the true key of the Ascendant. and then teleport the true key of the Ascendant 1 inch above my left palm. That almost sounds like 2 things. But, you know, it's a wish. It's pretty broad, I suppose. Okay. Is that your final answer?
Brain Summit. Do we have anything else?
Going once.
Can't think of anything.
The only thing I could say that we could change is that instead of harmful magics, we could do any non-innate magics, because technically a spell that would automatically teleport it back to where it came from immediately would not be harmful.
I like the way you think. Well,
I'm a GM.
The key appears in your hand and then vanishes instantly.
Yeah. Spell any non-innate magics from the true key of the Ascendant and then teleport. True key of the Ascendant 1 inch above my left palm.
So clearly dispel magic would be used. It would be mimicking dispel magic and then summoning the whatever the thing is to you, right? That's what it sounds like. If that's what you're going to do. So it'd be mimicking like dispel magic.
Or, well, okay, I have a different wording.
Makie has a saying. She's going to look at Gaia and say, do you know if there's anything affecting the key other than its original purpose? Any magic that might
Gaia's like his eyes seem to like go up like he's like thinking or trying to consider, almost maybe getting information from the stars, and he's, I suppose that might depend. It may be held somewhere. There's magic all around. What magic is affecting a thing is there. Do you have a better question?
Can you use your will and woe if we wish this, if this wording would work?
No, simply because, as stated in Wheel and Woe, it does not account for the casting of another spell.
Dang, you're not a diviner after all.
All right.
Look, Wheel and Woe is not a hey GM.
I didn't actually finish my.
Is my wording of my wish spell gonna be good?
Cause any non-innate magics upon the true key.
I forgot to finish my actual thought.
Cause it
cease functioning permanently was the wording I was going for.
Cease functioning permanently.
No, you're not dispelling it. You were just making it completely inert.
Well, we don't want to make the key accidentally
Non-innate magics to be to be completely inert. One would assume that the innate magic of the key is the thing that the key does. Thing it was created for.
There is magics in the void that would not be innate to the key that could be affecting it.
Yeah. So,
or maybe, I don't know, an item having innate magic just feels wrong to me. So I was thinking maybe word it as remove any magics that were not intended to be on the key when it was first made for its purpose or something.
That's good too. But again, I think if you do remove, we have to make a roll. So maybe the cease functioning thing, but with the way that you said it. But yeah, I think yours is actually better.
I mean, I kind of think causing any magics to cease functioning might still be a dispel magic. You know? Either that or it would just be like ending concentration if they're a concentration spell, perhaps.
It could be like something like, there's a spell that puts like a ward or something, just like remove the ward.
Yeah.
What spell is that?
Ward, probably.
Glyph of warding.
Yeah.
I mean, also, the more complicated you get, the more this thing's happening. Just asking for the key and then seeing what's around it, Like...
Yeah, you could also scry on the key now that you know what it is. Like you can legend lore it. I mean, potentially. There's lots of options.
Yeah, we can just ask for the key and then.
So,
Kyo, you cut off again. But I'm assuming you might have been meaning to say we could just summon the key and then dispel magic on it after it's here, possibly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, I heard that.
Still?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if you're absolutely worried about it, like the teleporting magic of it coming here and going away, like you could say that it has to remain until you dismiss it, or otherwise, do anything like that, or has to remain here for a certain amount of time. If you're worried about it having negative magic effects that instantly murk you, I'm not affected by any no one here is affected by any negative spells on it. There, those are also things that happen there. Like,
True.
And if you're afraid of touching it, you could just have it instead of teleport 1 inch above your left palm. Move to the side and have it be teleport 1 foot above the ground directly in front of me. So that way it doesn't touch you, it just lands on the ground in front at your feet.
I will remind us all that the person who owns this maze can make it shift at will.
I like the idea that, like, yeah, it's a key to heaven. You touch it and you die. That's how it sends you to heaven.
I thought we were already dead.
I love that idea. That's such a troll. Like, you just touch it and it kills you instantly. It's like, yeah, well,
no, you see, the key of the Ascendant was the Orb of Annihilation.
All right. So, okay, I see. Teleport the key of the Ascendant 1 inch above my left palm and let me be warded from it until I am ready to use it.
America braces himself.
All right, is this final answer?
Makie moves away.
Yeah.
All right. So, you cast the wish spell. You state your wish as such. Teleport the key of the Ascendant 1 inch above my left palm and let me be warded from it until ready to use it. All right. The spell is cast. Suddenly, something appears above your left palm.
I grab it.
It's a turtle. He appears hovering in the air above your left palm. As he quickly shifts across the room. He's almost balancing on your palm. Like, it's not like it's the weight of him suddenly like crashes onto you or anything like that. It's almost like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon style. He's just sort of like balanced there, 1 inch exactly above your left palm.
Now I feel like Sun Wukong, and that would make you the Buddha.
I step aside and I punch him in the face.
Yeah.
Kirsten, can I borrow your pot? I need to make stew.
All right, an armed attack roll or whatever. Improvised for you, maybe. I'm not sure.
I have like no strength, so
Yeah.
It's just
He's got a pretty high AC. Okay, all right. So
Even
What's
4
your-
plus like 9 is like a 13.
yeah, what's your AC, Brandon? Brandon, are you there?
Oh, 23.
23. So yeah, I think that's a miss.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you try to, but it's just like either you miss or you hit his shell. It doesn't really do anything.
He hits
Or
the
does
Does
shield.
that mean
gonna-
that he's the key?
Quartz is gonna say, so you were this key the whole time. Hello?
I am your guide. The
want
key
me to
was
kill him,
held
Quartz?
by the Prince of Madness in his tower.
You know, I don't like you. But we need you. So you're saying you can take us to heaven. You could have taken us to heaven this whole time and you just didn't say it?
I told you that you would get to heaven. I told you that I would know when it was needed. I told you you would not arrive late. I provided you the proof that you needed.
You told us you could guide us to the key, and you told us you didn't know how. Instead, you could have just said, I am the key, and we would have not wasted us an hour or so discussing here.
But what would you have learned?
Maki is swinging. Are you swinging on the Tortle? Is that what you're doing?
Yes, I am.
So, Miss 24 would hit.
All right. So as Makie comes in to swing on Guy, as to get a lucky strike, a pair of like metallic wings springs from their back and intercepts the blow.
Ooh.
They look like dragon wings that have basically defended Guy from your hit.
Don't worry, in 6 seconds she'll try again.
Quartz. Do we kill him?
Unfortunately, we need him, but that's not gonna stop me from punching him to an inch of his life.
Quartz is going to cast this on him.
One willing creature.
Are you willing?
We'll ask him if he will let me to cast it on him.
Well, that's, you know.
Can I cast the same spell I did on the others on you?
For what
Guy?
purpose?
We are in this maze of madness. I would like to ensure that you're not mad.
I am as sane as you are.
I would like to make sure that you're not mad. Crazy people tell other people they're not crazy.
That is why. And that might be true.
I think Maki is about to take some more swings.
Yes, she is.
Yeah. Go for it. 18 miss, 27 and 26 would hit, unless Brandon.
I
Let's
will
use the
not use the reaction on that.
All right, so you would take 15 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
She's not wasting key points to do flurry of blows, so she's not getting the necrotic damage in, but she's still just gonna keep beating on you until someone tells her to stop that's not you.
Little rabbit punches.
Let me know when I can roll 3 more.
Mafia,
Rabbit
you
punches with the force of an elephant.
you should stop that. We need him to work with us. Guy, can you just let me use this on you, please?
Better yet, take us to heaven. And she'll stop beating you.
Are you ready to face the Guardian? Are
Yes.
you ready to face your final battle?
Yes.
What of the ones here
Not-
who are unsure?
Not yet. I would like to place this on you.
There you go. I will trust you.
Okay. Do you feel any different?
No.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Who doesn't have freedom of movement?
Just
Guy.
Tortle and Makie, I think. Or did Makie get freedom?
No, Makia has both mind flank and freedom of movement.
Okay. Yeah, so does Meredith.
Oh my gosh.
Did you cast it on yourself, Quartz?
Did we lose you again, Keo?
Can you
Maybe.
hear me?
Oh, yep.
You're Ferdy.
Hello?
Hello.
Oh, there we go.
Would you let
can
me
hear you.
cast this on you? You are coming to heaven with us. I'm expecting you to help us. So this would help you help us.
You may.
I cast it on him.
All right.
Help me help you.
And then I drink another vial.
This is your second one in a row, yeah?
Yes.
All right. I'm gonna use your con save you rolled earlier instead of making you re-roll. You rolled pretty good. Did you have advantage?
I did not.
Okay, so it's a 15. I'd call it a pass anyway. So yeah, I mean, you relive another sort of perfect, idealistic, serendipitous memory. This time, it's a little bit harder to pull yourself away from it. You just want to stay in that moment. But
Yeah. She really doesn't want to leave it because she's super annoyed at this guy who's not being very helpful.
yeah, it also like it just feels super good. Like it's like a really
Right.
It's like a really good drug.
What is it with turtles and us wanting to kill them immediately?
Well, Tim's character is very different in that aspect.
He made that character knowing we would want to kill him immediately.
True.
Was that your intent?
No, I don't think that was his intent at all.
All right. Quartz takes a deep breath. She counts to 10. She goes, okay. I'm good now. I am ready to be transported to heaven, Mr. Guy.
Mr.
Is
Guy.
everyone else ready?
Who
I
all is
look
coming?
over at
Yes.
Faithless.
See you on the flip side, Faithless.
Is Faithless is not able to make the journey, correct?
Well, supposedly the key should be able to fix that, right?
Well, yes, I know how the key fixes that. All right, so but it is my understanding Faithless is not able to make this journey as they are.
Correct.
Currently.
All right. So I'm going to turn to Faithless and say, you can come with us, but you will be faced with a trial. A trial that, if you would perish, you will be lost. It is a barrier, a guardianship, because you bear a taint upon you currently. I have the power, if given time, to see you in another form. To see you freed of this taint and able to travel as I promised you. Do you wish to take the trial, or do you wish to wait and be born anew into a new life?
She kind of like wrinkles her nose when you say born again into a new life. Like she smelled something foul. And she says, would I remember who I am?
It is possible. Some do, some do not. I cannot tell. That is a path and a choice of you. It is a risk.
It's a risk I'd rather not take. Trial it is, then.
Very well. And I look around to the others. Is this all the same answer for all of you? Or would you prefer another way?
Mard says, kind of like tilts her head to one side and says, look, if I try to leave, I die. That was the deal. Ruin, you can go if you want. It's okay. Ruin will take you up on that. Hands will take you up on it. Cursed
drools determinedly.
Cursed will take you up on it too. She shrugs.
Excellent. And I walk off to a corner. It's gonna be a bit as I start to prepare to center myself to have the reincarnation spell.
Are you able to see and move your token around, Brandon?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure.
Aren't they
I just haven't
saying
because
that they don't want to be reincarnated?
No, they're saying that they're willing to do it. Cursed, Hands, and Ruin said that they're willing to do it.
Okay, out of character. Isn't that a 7th level spell? Like, what?
I mean, he can upcast it to do 8th and 9th levels.
Okay.
Oh, it's only 5th. Oh,
Only 5th.
nice.
I thought that was higher.
Because it doesn't let you keep your goddamn body.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So their base stats might change, or like
that's
like
3
they
more
won't have
hours
the
sitting here. We're gonna have to recast
ability.
all the freedom of movements and stuff.
How long does it
I
take
say
to
we
cast
leave
it?
the tieflings.
Yeah, that's true.
No, casting
1 hour
is
per
just
casting.
an action, I'm fairly certain. Let me pull this up here. Oh, casting time 1 hour. But it's gonna take me. It'll take me a long rest in order to get that spell.
Well,
that's just it. Yeah.
Not a long rest, because long rest won't regenerate spells here. It'll take.
No, I need to. I don't have it on my list, but as a druid, I know, and a cleric, I know all my spells. I have to prepare it.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't have it prepared.
Yeah, I don't have it prepared because
I think they're wanting.
I didn't think I was gonna. Actually, you know what? Let's do because of things we talked about. I think it makes sense that my character would have that prepared because of the things we spoke of.
Yeah.
I do think
It'll still take 3 hours to cast it on all 3 of them.
Yeah.
Because
And
otherwise,
So all of our buff spells will fall
kill
off.
them. All right.
All the buffs will expire, is what they're concerned about. So, like, Keo just drank 2 vials of light in order to buff everybody, and or drank 2 charges of light in order to buff everybody, and that's what their concern is. That I suppose we could say that you waited until after he did this to do all that stuff. Feels a little retconny. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I mean, it is. I gave in without asking questions because I wanted to be a good player, but it's quite arguably that Mundo could have basically had more questions, which would have said, "Wait, let's hold off before we do all this." You know, because there's other stuff that needs to be done before we just leave.
Yeah, it's not like we have to do like 3 hours of RP. We could just skip forward and say it's done.
Yeah.
What do you players think?
at least the mind blank is 24 hours, but all the freedom of movements.
I'm not going to make you recast him, is what I'm saying. I'm not going to make you recast the buffs, because like it makes sense that you guys would have talked this out and waited until after he did this to cast all that stuff. So like he was saying, he just didn't interrupt because he was trying to be polite, right? Player wise.
Yeah. This is a minor hand wave that we can, get
Sure.
this.
I still don't know why we're taking all the NPCs. As a player, as a
Well, you may
we're
not
take-
be
we're
taking.
take- I mean, you're taking all the NPCs is because this is actually kind of what Guy Mundo was doing here. Like, as part of his thing was helping people pass on from, like, the reports of a key to heaven. It's listed in this guy's area. People come and search and things like that. It's his backstory is what he's doing. So he's doing his.
He's guiding people to enlightenment.
Yeah.
That includes the NPCs, not just the players. And reincarnating them and washing the demonic taint from them would be a step in that direction for them, certainly. Let me take a look at something really quick. I just want to look at the specifics of the spell. Can you link it? Can you link reincarnation really quick?
I mean, I can link the thing that I have pulled up here, which is that, because I don't have it on my sheet.
Oh. Dead humanoid, piece of a dead humanoid. They have to be dead for you to use it on them.
They have to be dead. That's what I said. Yeah. We have to kill them. It was something.
Okay.
And Hands and Ruin and Cursed all understood this and still agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that they would have necessarily.
Yeah. I was going to say.
Okay, here's the thing. I think, Guy, I think that it makes more sense probably to use this on them if they fail the trial, and they're killed. This might be like a good backup. Like, say they die with the trial, and then you use this on them, and it's a way of, fixing it in the event that they actually fail the trial.
Oh, that is perfectly fine. It's not the way that he's done it before, but in this way he will, accept that. All right.
Sure.
All right. So never mind. We can continue on forward with that.
All right. So you guys all got your buffs and everything's fine. I'm gonna drag them back over out of their corner. All right. So, are you wanting to take them? What's the plan here? You want to take them to the gate?
Yes. I will take all who wish to go to the gate.
All right.
Okay.
Basically, you guys are telling him to take you, right? Like, he's the key to heaven. You're wanting to use him, right?
Yes. Okay. Lead the way.
Yes, I think so.
All right.
Do your thing.
He reaches into his pocket and he pulls out a fork as he starts speaking in languages, speaking in Celestial, as he rings the tuning fork and sort of, guides everyone to sort of stand together, like holding hands, as if one were shifting planes. And as the music and the sound of the fork sort of reverberate through the area as everyone is sort of gathered, and he's telling you all to think and picture in your mind the plane of heaven. He sort of closes his eyes and he begins to speak by the cosmic threads Tear the veil. Guide us to the realm beyond. Guide us to enlightenment. Guide us to the end. And a burst of light just sort of erupts out and sort of touches everyone and sort of pulls them all like into the center, into sort of like a mass ball, and then pop. Where do we end up?
And
Before you move it, I'm pretty sure Darren would have stayed.
yeah.
So him, Mard, and Lucero probably all stay.
Sure. So they just have to back away from the,
Yeah.
gathered circle, and then
I just wanted to confirm, make sure they didn't accidentally get caught up in the gate.
All right.
Nope.
One momento. Let's see here.
When he says to picture in your mind the plains of heaven, what do the other three picture? Because they've never been to heaven.
So they're picturing probably like the impression of heaven you've given them, right? Like it's like tables full of this delicious foreign food they've never had. Maybe the hollow, the bunny hollow pocket dimension you showed them.
Oh, that was from life pre-heaven. Does quartz have prestidigitation or minor illusion, whatever the cantrip is that does illusion?
I have both.
Could you just
so it could have been communicated.
Could you just make a painting appear in your hands of what they should be imagining?
I mean, they've been in my magnificent mansion, which is a copy of Quartz's area.
Oh, that's
yes.
true. If they're picturing that, that could work.
Yeah, they've been inside your magnificent mansion. All right. Yeah, so they kind of have a general idea of what some areas of heaven might look like. But that's what you see is a little bit different from what you might expect, actually. Here, 1 second. Let me do this. Bloopity bloop bloop. Beep bop. Get this thing over here. I wasn't sure. Like, man, you guys had me spending the entire session making an encounter, which I was like, I didn't think they were going to do this immediately, but so I was building an encounter for like the first whole half of this session, and then at the last minute, we end up kind of doing something different. It's like a different thing. A long story short. So that's the cost of improv.
look,
Yes.
you said don't do it immediately, all right?
Yeah.
And so I didn't, but I said I'm not going to stop them if they absolutely want to do it.
Yeah. It's all good. I just there was actually there's different places you could kind of end up here.
Mm-hmm.
So all right. So and we're about at time anyway, so it's kind of like a good moment to do this. All right. So let me copy you guys over. Copy. And let me paste your tokens on this page first. It takes a minute to change pages because big old chunky map here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it looks like you guys are doing Gate Guardian, which is cool. That's cool. Load. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. It's loaded. Let me just paste you guys on here. Boom. All right, let me pull you guys over and show you what you see. So when the light fades, it's basically it gets too bright to see. you all have to kind of like shield your eyes as this light washes out over everybody. And when the light fades, you're in a different place. It looks something like this. It's having trouble loading for me when I pulled you guys over for my audience view.
Ooh.
Is it working? I can't see it on my audience view.
I can see it.
There it is. There it goes. Okay. All right. So it looks something like this. Now, you guys are kind of a decent distance away from it. But yeah, you appear on this like this dark stone platform. You can see ahead of you this immense celestial gate with light emitting from it. It's made of like gold, marble, fine metals, and atop it are these two immense golden burning wings. Where the gate opens, it is just a pillar of light. You definitely get the sense that this is where you're supposed to go. As you like appear on this platform. Also, like this obviously is a huge change from the sort of surroundings of the void. Like there's definitely some dark mountains and stuff nearby, but the saturation and color coming from this is insane. Like Cursed and Hands and Ruins first reaction is probably like glee, because like this looks like the biggest, baddest light vein that they have probably ever seen. Right? Like that's probably their immediate thought is like, holy cow, that's like the mother of all light veins. But yeah, you
Those
guys
addicts only thinking about light veins.
yeah. Yeah, so like this is where you guys appear here.
Do they still look like themselves? Or did they reincarnate to something else?
They don't look any different.
We didn't reincarnate them. So.
Trial hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So we're not in heaven?
We are.
You're at the gates.
You're at the gates. To get past the gates, you got to do the trial.
And so, yeah, we see you guys like looking out at this open gate with light pouring out of it. And you can see a very large humanoid shaped silhouette that is just like barely visible from the bright light. And like we see it's in the center of the light column. As it seems to like start to move. Like it almost looked like a statue.
Question. Do I know if this thing is just going to attack all of us?
It doesn't. It's not going to attack you on sight.
It's okay. It's not good. But I know that it will attack people who are corrupted. Correct.
When you start the trial, in order to enter the gate, yeah, you have to fight this thing.
Yes. All right. So, all right. I am going to look at the rabbit standing next to me and go, "Are we at peace?"
Peace with what?
Are you and I at peace? This is an important question.
Let me punch your face and I'll say yes.
That would mean we are not at peace, and therefore I cannot benefit you.
I mean, I'll feel better after I do it, so then we'll be at peace.
I look over at Court. Are we at peace?
You mean we as a collective?
You and I.
Yeah.
I look at
I'm pretty
Mercuria.
sure I'm.
Are we at peace?
I think that's you, Maycrith.
Oh. I think he just raises an eyebrow at you, like, really?
This is important.
No.
Very well. He goes 1, 2. Are you at peace with them?
You asking him again?
Yes. Pointing to the rest of the group.
No.
He nods.
I think I will end up missing out on this spell.
I think Mundo is going to look at the tieflings. I'm going to go to Quartz again and say, are you at peace with the rest of those gathered? Gestures out to all the other tieflings and Avenflow.
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
All the tieflings look at Mirkrith. And they shrug and say, sure.
Are you all at peace with each other? All 6 of you?
Yeah, they nod.
Yes, I am.
All right, nods. So, when this is about to, do you think, are we going to go right into this fight? Because I have a thing that lasts 10 minutes. I have a thing that only lasts for 10 minutes when I do it. So
we're gonna end the session right here, probably.
Yeah.
Are we gonna marry ourselves or something?
No. But I was going to do this as a buff for the next session when the fight begins. Basically, is that acceptable?
Yeah, I think that's.
I
fine.
mean,
you can do
sure.
it.
we still got to walk up to the gate, so presumably
As you're walking up, he reaches out, sort of touches everything, and says, "Be at peace, be bonded," and a sort of
right, peace cloak.
a sort of like stars sort of appear in like glowing balls of light appears in just and sort of constellation sort of links you together, and you feel a peace and an ability to sort of like trust and rely that assumes all 6 of you. You all have an emboldening bond. It can only be done with up to 6 people currently that I have, who all are at peace with each other. So
That's cool.
it could include me, but in this one I decided it doesn't need to include me. And so basically what this is throughout the next 10 minutes, once per turn, each one of you guys will be able to add a D4 to a single ability save or attack or anything else you do. Once per turn.
Sounds good.
Right on. So as we see you guys approaching, some of you shielding your eyes from the bright light as the silhouette comes into clearer picture, and you see a faceless construct of divine energy and radiant metal, wings of burning light that span the width of the gate it guards, its face a blank mask of smooth silver. And as you approach, we see one of its hands reach up and grasp the hilt of the sword that's penetrating the ground in front of it. And the sort of like faceless head seems to orient in your direction. And that's where we end today's session. I just realized the audience isn't even seeing this, I don't think. I think my OBS is... It's still showing the other. It's still showing the other map on my OBS for some reason. I'm not sure what's happening. Let me see if I can fix that really quick before we.
Is a player view following one of the 3 who got left behind?
No, it shouldn't be. I don't have any tabs that are still on that map or anything.
Oh, okay. Weird.
Is that map on GM mode?
No, because we can all see the map.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Let me see if I can fix that really quick. It's weird.
Might just have to refresh the player view.
Yeah.
The Roll20 page.
Well, I did.
Oh, and it's still.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Here. You see here.
Oh, well, now it's kind of showing it. It's
Yeah.
just formatted. Weird.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know what's going on with it. That's the GM. Here, here's what I can do. I can put this. No, that didn't work either. God dang. What if I jump? Can I jump back? No, I can't do nothing. That's crazy. Here, what if I do this? And then I do this. That should fix it. Boom. All right. That's what it looks like, audience. That was weird. I had to merge the two different windows. That's the only way it would show it right for some reason. So, anyways, that's what it looks like, guys, audience. And here, and this guy is the guy they're seeing. Just so you guys see that. Well, thank you guys for playing. So let's award experience, shall we? Shall we do that? Let's see here. So, no combat today. I mean, there was a little bit of a slap fight, but you know,
Not much a slap fight. Like, there wasn't an exchange of blows ever.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So no combat XP, but the RP was very good today. I think you guys all did a good job with the RP. You all were included in that. We didn't have anybody that sat out the entire session or anything like that. Don't think I could really ask you guys to do better as far as RP goes, so I'm going to give you guys a 4. Quite a bit for lore and quest today. I think there was quite a bit learned there. Could you have possibly learned more? Maybe. I think Brandon did a great job introducing you guys to lore for a brand new player.
Yeah.
Who didn't really know any of the lore coming in, basically, except for the few things that we talked about. So kudos there. I'll
listen. We made up some of that stuff in the middle of game. I'm like, this is a thing.
Yeah,
I love it. Like,
yeah.
Like, the entire purpose of part of what he was doing there, I'm like, this is actually the reason what he's doing here. That's fucking great.
That's why I like to improvise things, is because I found that, like, oftentimes whatever gets improvised always ends up better than any idea I could come up with and like plan for. So yeah, it turned out really good. So I'm gonna give you guys full 4 points for lore quests for that. Rule of cool. There's quite a few cool things. Like, first of all, wish spell, very cool. Big time cool spell. Bringing them to the gate, I think, is cool. The idea of you being the key was cool. There's quite a few cool things. So I'm gonna give you guys max points for that too. So max points in every category you scored in. That leaves you guys with a total of 12 XP out of your 100% today. What does that bring you guys to? Because everybody's on the same page. Brandon, I don't know if I told you that, but everybody has the same XP. It's shared across the team. What does that bring you guys to? Are we getting any close at all to 20?
If we just gained a 12, then we're at 15.
Yeah, that's what I figured. You guys just hit 19 last session or something. So,
yeah.
All right, cool. So you guys are at 15%. Who knows? Maybe, doubtful, but maybe you guys can hit 20 before you wrap up the thing.
Look, that's up to you, man. Like,
should I just be like, for the final encounter, just be like, all right, you're all level 20? Actually, I might do that if you guys don't hit max level. I might do that. All right. Well, good job, everybody. Good job. Thank you for being here, Brandon. Great to have you. I think you did really good today.
Thanks. Thank you, everyone else. It was great working with everyone else. I felt really bad doing this thing.
Worst party to introduce a new person into, because they're just gonna feel like, oh, everybody hates me.
I'm like, I am so happy that like I decided that this character was like just like the thing is like no, he's cool. He takes what is given basically, you know, and I think that worked out really really
He
well.
didn't take what was given. He blocked one of the attacks that
Oh,
were
oh.
intended just for him.
Yes, no, yeah, you're right. He will defend himself. He will defend him, and I'm like, oh, this is actually this lets me show off my really cool wings ability. I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
Now we know about it.
Yeah.
Wait.
Best thing, those wings don't just protect him; they'll protect anyone, which is in a 5-foot space of him. Like,
Did you?
what?
They were golden wings, right?
Silver wings, I would say. But,
Silver. Okay, cool.
yeah.
So we don't have to murder you as a secret agent of Aurelius. Got it.
No.
Right.
I also said that they were clearly draconic.
Yeah, I remember
Right.
that part.
Yeah. I just want to say that your character is really good. It's just that Quartz has been established as hating people.
Oh, we lost Kyo again.
Oh, no. Yo, we heard she's established as hating Pete.
Yeah.
As hating people. Period. End of story.
Yeah.
Oh wait, that's Mercury.
So that's Maki.
Yeah. So
Oh, no.
well, sorry we lost you the last minute, Kyo. It's
Can you hear
official.
me?
It's
Yeah.
official.
We hear
You're back.
you.
Oh. Yeah,
I was gonna say she hates people who are being very cryptic.
Oh yeah.
She's done that like 3 or 4 times already.
No, completely
Yeah.
makes sense. Unfortunately, playing like the bodhisattva of the world basically is I can't just fucking tell you the answers, then you don't learn.
So I'm gonna be honest. I was hoping I wouldn't have to answer whether like Brandon didn't want to know if he
Yeah.
was a bodhisattva or whatever, or like the arcana itself or something. And I didn't want to answer it, and I was hoping that we wouldn't have to. But then when you did your legend lore thing, Brandon was acting so much like a bodhisattva. I was like, okay, he's a bodhisattva. Like that's it. That's the way it's gonna be. Yeah, so good job. You played the role of a bodhisattva perfectly from what we've seen.
Well, like I said, I know how I'm playing this character. Like him being a bodhisattva or anything else doesn't matter because he's reached enlightenment, and enlightenment has basically told him no, none of that shit matter.
Yeah,
Like,
fair enough. Well, I hope you guys had fun playing today. I'm looking forward to next game. As we wrap up the Forest of Flash campaign, and yeah, it's gonna be
just quick reminder: we won't be here next week. It's Ferdy's birthday.
good. All right, happy birthday, Ferdy!
Thank you.
Everybody, send
Yeah.
Ferdy,
Yeah,
send
happy
Ferdy.
birthday.
Send Ferdy happy birthday wishes. I hope you have an awesome birthday.
Hope you guys go do something really fun.
Yeah.
We will try.
Go have a blast. Yeah, that's all I got. Thank you guys for watching. I guess if you're watching on Twitch, I'll link the links. But if you're watching on YouTube, it's in the description below. There's the link tree. Here you can go check out Vash's artwork at deviantart.com/Jessica Peguerrero. The Discord is public. It's free. You can jump in. We're looking for folks to fill seats in games if you're interested. There's the link for that. And the art credits for the Makie art token. Here is that. I don't want to forget that. So thank you guys for playing. Really appreciate y'all being here. Thank you guys for watching. Everybody have a great week. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yep.
For the debut of Library Crew or
Unknown Berkeley. The name is it might be Return to Berkeley. It might be Unknown Berkeley. I think I might just go with Unknown Berkeley, and we'll settle with that. So it's Unknown Berkeley, and we will actually we'll figure out what's unknown something, but it's definitely it's unknown something. It's the return of unknown armies. This is a continuation in some ways of Unknown New Orleans, in such as the way that Unknown New Orleans itself was a continuation of a lot of previous games. Basically entirely new cast, Maybe some old faces in here. I mean, we got Sam, so I mean, I tried to get rid of him, but like it's his channel, and like
Yeah, I'll
I'm
be
stuck
there.
with that. Yeah,
I'm looking forward to it.
yeah. No, it's gonna be fun times, and join us and see the chaos. All right.
Sounds good. And we won't see you guys back here next week for Forest of Flesh, but the week after we'll be back. And see you guys then. Everybody have a great week. Bye, guys.
Thanksgiving for those people that have that
Oh yeah, Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving.
next week ish.
Yeah. Everybody enjoy your big meals and turkeys and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Bye, guys.
Peace.
Night.
Bye.
Bye.